Hey there, everyone. My name is Marco Antonio, and thank you for joining me on Marco Antonio Strategizes. I'm a first-hand restaurant owner and operator and marketing strategist. And if you've been watching my videos, I greatly appreciate it. If you like this video, comment down below. It really helped me support my channel and make more videos like this to bring more value to the marketing strategy and restaurant community. So let's get right into it. Today, what I would like to talk about is the right to refuse service. And I believe this is not strongly leveraged to the best of our ability as business owners and operators. For me, as an example, I'll just write out and say it. I might get banned for this, but I deal with quite a few Karens. And I know this day and age that's a bad word, but sometimes you just got to know how to lay the law down with Karens. And as an example, we run like certain promotional specials. Promotional specials. One of our most popular promotional specials that we offer is our $1 taco special. You can order as many tacos as you'd like for $1 each, as long as you purchase one beverage. We've had customers come in here before and they give my staff a hard time. They say, "Oh, I want to order 20 tacos and I'm in a burrito and I'll order a quesadilla, but I don't want to drink." And my staff members go back and refer to them and say, "Hey, in order to qualify for our dollar talk special, you have to purchase at least one beverage in order to qualify." So my staff members have gotten pushback from this certain customer, as an example that I'm using an example for we don't we because I'm going to be transparent and not disclose names of any particular customers. We'll just refer to this customer as Karen. So this Karen customer wants to adjust how our deals operate and our promotional offers, and bend them to her will. I'm really all about making the customer as happy as possible, but the way that our promotional specials are set up that way for a reason. So Karen states to my staff member, saying, "Well, I already bought other items. I'm buying quesadilla and I'm buying burritos. Why do I have to purchase a beverage to qualify for the dollar taco special if I'm already purchasing other items?" And my staff member recites, "Well, that's not our special. Our special is you can buy as many tacos as you'd like for $1 each, as long as you purchase one beverage. It did not include to mix or match other items. You're more than welcome to purchase those other items in addition to the special that we offer, but the special structured a certain way, and I don't have the capabilities to override the way the promotional special has been set up." And I went back and reviewed the footage, listened to the conversation that my staff member had with Karen, and this Karen just states, "You know what? I don't want this dumb, stupid food. I don't even want the tacos anymore. Just get me my quesadilla so I can go." So at that point, under normal circumstances, me as the owner, operator, manager, you know, I always try to do my best to fulfill the requests of the client, and I'm very big on diffusing situations. So, what is my staff member to do at that point? Should she refuse service, or should she carry on and proceed processing the order? And I think she did a great job. She carried on and proceeded to process the order. And she says, "Is there anything else that I can do for you?" And the customer just states, "You know what? Just hurry up and get me my food." My my staff member wonderfully responds with class and states, "As soon as your order is ready, I'll be more than happy to walk your food out to your vehicle." And just gave her the curbside service. We completed the transaction and gave the customer their food, and they went about their ways, and we completed the day. So in instances like that, I don't think it's really great to start pulling that trump card, reserving the right to refuse service. That's a pretty heavy card to pull. And also, you have to navigate that very carefully. So, I've had I've had customers come in here and start screaming at my staff and having attitude with my staff. And at that point, in me as a good manager, when I see the situation start to escalate and it's beyond my employees' ability to manage it, I will step in. And I'll step in as manager and say, hey, you know what, ma'am, sir, or ma'am, but obviously, I don't think that we have been able to fulfill your needs to the best, to the level how you want them to be fulfilled. I'm sorry, but at this time, I don't think we will be able to continue processing your order, and we will not be able to further to continue further assisting you. So I have thought down customers in that fashion and saying, we're not the best fit for you for the services that we offer, and I'm sorry. So please, you're gonna have to look for services elsewhere. And I've turned the customers away in that fashion. You don't want to take my money? No, ma'am or sir. And I don't think that we are best fit for you as a customer and as a business client relationship. And I think it's best that you acquire services elsewhere. And so you have to always monitor it very carefully. When at that point, when the customer starts yelling at your staff, attacking your business, attacking your personnel, that's why I really think more business owners really need to lay down the law and say, hey, I'm going to reserve the right to refuse service. Just because you reserve the right to refuse service, though, does not give you the right to be disrespectful. You still have to be cordial. You still have to be polite. I strongly believe, as a business owner and operator, you cannot let situations where you have an irate customer acting like a fool. You can't let that get to you. Your persona, your character, how you carry yourself is a reflection of your business. And people are very big to talk about the bad things and share them faster on social media than they are about the great things. So I always like to, caution all of my fellow business owners and operators to handle that with care. You should start reserving the right to refuse service to anyone if you don't feel like you can truly make them happy and satisfy their needs. And it's just going to turn out into a bad scenario. I'd rather not begin services than to put myself in a predicament like that. The next thing I want to follow up is I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a breakdown on further into the reserving the right to refuse service. And so, what I'm going to bring up to you today is let's go ahead and get in here, guys. So, business owners have the right to refuse service or turn away a customer to protect their patrons and business. For example, the no shirt, no shoes, no service, and other dress codes are types of requirements that private businesses can impose on potential customers as long as they are not discriminatory. So, into discriminatory, I want to make sure that also, everybody, I am not an attorney. This is not legal advice. This is strictly for informational. I'm sorry, this is strictly for promotional specials. It's not educational. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only. So please go back and read that one again. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am not an attorney and I'm not qualified to give legal advice. I, at this moment, am just going to go ahead for entertainment purposes, cite what I found on a simple Google search posted by huckleberry.com. And this is what I found. And this is what I'm referring to. Does my business reserve the right to refuse service to customers? What is the right to refuse service? Federal law in the US indeed says businesses have a right to refuse service to anyone. Here's the catch: they can refuse service unless the company is discriminating against a particular class under federal, state, or local law. Thanks to federal laws like the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Americans with Disabilities Act, no state that serves the public can discriminate based on race or color, national origin or citizenship status, religion or creed. By the way, anybody who could chime in on the comments, I don't know what creed means. I don't know if that means like Jedi, Sith. Um, I don't know. So if anybody can educate me, I'd really appreciate that. I'm going to Google this afterwards. Sex, age, or disability, pregnancy, or genetic information, or veteran statuses. These laws cover places of public accommodation, private businesses that regularly invite the public into their establishments that include places like restaurants, bars, hotels, stores, theaters, and banks. On top of federal laws, state laws often cover more groups in their discrimination laws. For example, California also covers everybody in California, perk up, marital status, sexual orientation or gender identity, medical condition, or AIDS and HIV status. I did not know people discriminated against that. You learn something new every day. Military or veteran status, political affiliations or activities, primary language, immigration status, and status of as a victim of assault, domestic violence, or stalking. Damn, I did not know people discriminated for these kind of things. People, you need to get your stuff together out there. If you're discriminating against somebody because they were stalked, you're tripping. If you're discriminating against somebody who was a victim of assault or domestic violence, you are nuts. I'm just speaking as a Californian. I think I'm speaking as a good human being. But let's go on. In one famous Colorado Supreme Court case, a wedding cake baker was permitted to refuse service to a gay couple. Colorado also had a non discrimination law including sexual preference at the time. However, the Supreme Court found that while the baker did not need to serve gay couples, but was not obligated to express pro gay messages. Two states Two states have laws prohibiting anti-discrimination ordinances at the city or state level: Arkansas and Tennessee. Many other states have state and municipal laws prohibiting discrimination against more groups than the federal ordinances cover. So let's get back into this, my people. And so as watch this video with me, and we've gone through all these things. You have to be really careful when you start invoking your right to refuse service to anyone. Me, I like to set up the example on rude customers who cannot follow our guidelines and don't want to go by the way that our specials are structured, as an example. But it's always great to de-escalate. If I had a penny or a nickel, like people say, for every person that ever gave me an attitude, I'd be a very rich man. I get a lot of attitude from a lot of people. But these are the kind of things that we need to anticipate as business owners and operators. Not everybody is going to be coming into that door with sunshine and rainbows. When you're dealing with small, frequent transactions, you are going to be running into all sorts of personalities, and you're going to be dealing with it in the dozens and troves. You want a line of people that are going to come in through that door to purchase your product? Great. Be prepared what comes with that. Be prepared all the different personalities, the different egos that are going to walk through that door, and everybody's having a different day. So, again, it's great to remember to reserve the right to refuse service, but you also have to remember as well, we just went over that last article, you have to stay within the parameters of your federal, state, local, county, even city governments, the city government, municipal codes, state laws, federal laws, ordinances. There's so many things that you have to be on the lookout for. Um, Most of those that were on there, like, you can't discriminate against people who are getting stalked. For me, that's a simple one. Why would I want to make somebody else feel like a victim who was already a victim? So I don't know. That sounded pretty easy to me. Again, everybody, my name is Marco Antonio, and this is Marco Antonio Strategizes. I'm a first-time restaurant owner and operator and marketing strategist. I've had a lot of success with my restaurant, and I've scaled it and grown it. But I'll tell you this, it sure has come with its own set of headaches. I have other friends in this industry who have PTSD from owning and operating businesses, from their staff members not calling out, staff members not performing up to par. Sales aren't what they expected. They didn't know that when they came into this industry, they were also have to learn, not on top of their passion of, not only that they have to have the passion for what they're doing, they also have to have a knowledge and aptitude for sales, marketing. That's a whole nother realm. And people don't realize, there's also a psychological factor on this. How are you diffusing customer relations that could turn sour? And boundaries on rights to refuse service. There's so many things that go into going into business for yourself that people oversee. And this is where people really do get scarred from the experiences of being an owner operator. So if you do like what I've been talking about, as you can tell, I can talk forever about this subject. I am very passionate. I'd really appreciate your support. Like this video, drop a comment. Tell me if you agree with anything that I said. What resonates with you? What doesn't? What would you like to see more? Please let me know anything in the comments, really. Please join my free school group down below. I do have a free VIP community, and I vet everybody in there to make sure everybody's going to be a positive contributing member. And I really do my best to keep out spammers, really. More than that, I'm just trying to keep it out spammers. So I'm Marco Antonio. This is Marco Antonio Strategizes. Till next time, peace.